Hamas has released 17 hostages in exchange for 39 Palestinians held captive by Israel on the third day of an agreed 4-day temporary ceasefire. While the Palestinian military group hinted at possibly extending the ceasefire to release more hostages, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu stressed he is open to the idea, but the war will continue full power once the ceasefire ends. Seung-jae has more.
On the third day of hostage releases on Sunday, Hamas released 17 hostages, including 13 Israelis, in exchange for 39 Palestinians who had been held at Israeli detention centers. 33 of the Palestinians released by Israel were minors. The exchange came despite a delay of several hours after Hamas accused Israel of violating the agreement, but the issue was resolved through the mediation of Qatar and Egypt. The New York Times reported on the harsh conditions that the hostages faced through the stories of relatives who had spoken to those released by Hamas. The newspaper reported that the hostages lived in complete isolation from the outside world and returned looking emaciated. They mainly ate rice and bread, but there were times when they could not eat, leading to some of them losing as much as 6 to 8 kilograms during the ordeal. Among the released hostages from Gaza was a 4-year-old American girl who had been left orphaned after her parents were killed during the October 7th attack. While praising her release, U.S. President Joe Biden also called on the need to extend the ceasefire so that more hostages can be released moving forward.
That's my goal. That's our goal, to keep this pause going beyond tomorrow so that we can continue to see more hostages come out and surge more humanitarian relief into those who are in need in Gaza.
The Associated Press reports that Hamas is willing to release more hostages in exchange for an extended ceasefire. Citing sources close to the Palestinian militant group, they're willing to release an additional 20 to 40 hostages. With 58 hostages being released in the first 3 days of the 4-day temporary ceasefire so far, it's still short of the reported 240 people taken captive by Hamas on October 7th. Meanwhile, in a video statement to President Biden, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said he is open to extending the current ceasefire, but once it is over, the military's ground operation will return in full force. According to the Prime Minister, while the current 4-day agreement can be extended to allow more hostages to be released, he stressed that at the end of the deal, Israel will continue its operations to destroy Hamas. Seung-jae, 아리랑뉴스.